to... Oh, I didn't realize Winter and Scarlet were in a Discord call. Why are you guys in a Discord call? Oh, okay. I'm streaming. I was gonna stream the patch notes, even though I already saw all of them. Welcome to Submit. She's not home yet. And I texted her already, and it's kind of fine. We got new stuff. We got new skins. I don't really care about any of it. Yeah, it's just not true. We got a new mythic skin, new mythic weapon. We got new seasonal stuff, new jetpack cat skin because we love Hitler. I don't know what else there's to go through. There's a new Just For You tab. It's kind of sick. We got the new story, Submit. Anyways, let's hop into the patch notes. The only reason I'm streaming. I'm going through the patch notes on stream. If you want to try the new character, go for it. Oh, you're in a game with Scarlet. That's why you're... Got it. Okay, first up on the list, our first tank to get a change is Sigma. His Hyper Regeneration Minor Perk. Minor Perk is the one that makes it so, you know, your Hyper Spheres would regenerate your health. It's now only damage to enemies. Apparently it, like, worked on, like, allies, I guess. I don't really know what the difference is, because it just seems like it works the same to me. So, math. But we have a lot of crazy shit to get into. Next up is Ramatra. Is Ravenous Vortex. We got a big-ass change with the first integration of a perk coming into base kit, ladies and gentlemen. Ravenous Vortex now has the Vengeful Vortex in the base kit. 15 damage on the explosion. And just instantly just makes it go down. The Prolonged Barrier perk is back, and it is a minor perk. Very nice. And the Void Surge got a buff. It's moved to a major perk. And the delay between bursts is shorter, so you're doing a lot more shotgun damage. Reinhardt, I don't have the setting enabled, so I will not be able to do it, but there is a way to enable the Shield Slam to your quick melee so that you can keep the free camera, which is very nice. There's a very big buff to this because that'll make it so, you know, you can free cam while you're getting ready to Shield Slam. Roadhog, no longer meta. In the absolute gutter. Scrap gun reload time went from 1.5 to 1.75. His hook cooldown went from 6 to 8. His integrative major perk was removed, which I believe was when he hooked, it gave him HP. Oh no, he still has that one. It's the movement speed one, I guess. Now, he has Hydrogen Exposure, which is take a breather, heals nearby allies for 50% of its healing, which is kind of crazy. Winton, Tesla Cannon does 50% increased damage to deployables. I obviously can't show that. And now, moving on, DPS. On Ron, her Fan the Flame, or first off, her perk cost went up. This is a change that you're going to see throughout a lot of characters. Her minor perk cost was reduced, actually, by 7%. So you're going to get that faster, and her major cost was reduced by 7%, so you're going to get that faster too. Her Fan the Flames impact damage went from 5 to 6, so that's by 1. Pretty good. Infernal Rush impact damage, which is her dash, was reduced from 50 to 30. There is a good reason for this, and you will see that in a second. Dancing Blaze, which is her ability 2, now heals on Ron for 50 health on the first target and 25 for each target initially hit. So that, you know, is just the perk coming into base kit. Her Hungering Blaze perk got changed, which increases the healing of it by 25. So that means the first one does 75 and the rest do 50. So she now just heals when doing, like, everything. Ashe got a bit of a nerf, actually. Where's this Ashe character? There we go. Her double barrel minor perk, the time required to re-trigger her double coach gun went from 1 second to 2. Oh, that's a buff, actually, so you just have 2 seconds to that. Bastion, minor perk cost increased by 10%, major perk cost increased by 6%. His configuration reload no longer refreshes it when your configurations change. It just reduces it by 4, so big nerf. And his artillery armor perk, which is his other minor perk, the overhealth degeneration was reduced from 100 to 50 per second, so that might be the better one to take now. Echo, and oh my god, if I did not... Plat chat needs to get me on there right now, because Echo is so hard meta now. Echo, base kit change. Duplicate can now target allies. So, obviously, I can't show this, but, and then her focused rush perk, minor perk, increases the beam's range by 6 seconds, so that's kind of crazy. Emre has some changes as well. His Siphon Blaster, they added an accessible option which allows you to hold secondary fire to automatically fire Siphon Blaster. So you can just rapid fire it. His major perk, which was Heat Sink, actually got nerfed. And now reduces the heat by 60%. So it does not constantly counteract itself. You are going to have to kind of space your shots. You can't really spam it anymore. Junkrat got some big ass changes. Mine recycling was moved from a minor perk to a major perk, and Bon Voyage was moved from a major perk to a minor perk. The attack speed for Bon Voyage was reduced by 10% from 35 to 25. Mine recycling, eliminations with a concussion mine restore when charged. That's really all that does, which is kind of cool. Pharah, another base kit change. Pharah, her hover jet movement speed reduction was reduced from 40% to 30. Bonus movement speed was reduced. Barrage got some buffs and nerfs. The explosion damage was reduced from 30 to 25, but Drift Thrusters has been added to her base kit, so you can now move while you're doing that. Drift Thrusters was removed, but you now have Concussion Force, which is Concussion Blast deals up to 50 explosive damage, which is how it used to work. So that's pretty cool that they brought that back in the form of a perk. Reaper got dire triggers into his base perk. They're into his base kit. Amazing. But has a perk to go with it. Trigger Fingers, which is refresh dire triggers cooldowns whenever you use ability or reload. Which, as you can see, just is kind of a busted ass perk. So that's amazing. Soldier 76 probably got the most changes out of any character. Soldier 76 can now reload while sprinting. Another amazing integration of a perk coming into a character. Reloading while sprinting reduces movement speed by 50%, diminishing over the duration. And they added a custom setting allowing sprint to cancel reload, which is kind of cool. His agility training perk was removed. Now he has a new major perk called Full Stride, which is sprint's movement speed bonus gradually increases by an additional 25% over 2 seconds. That's pretty damn crazy, because it feels like I'm running in a Kitsune rush. Sombra. Major perk cost reduced by 6%. Or sorry, minor perk cost reduced by 6%. Major perk cost reduced by 5%. And her movement speed bonus reduced by 50% while being revealed by damage. So she gets actually slowed. Which I will run over here to these bots to show that. Oh, do they have to shoot me? I thought it was just like revealed. Yeah, you can see that. That's kind of big. Tracer got some buffs. Minor perk cost was reduced by 10%. Holy shit, that climbs. And major perk cost was reduced by 7%. And you can see off of 3 kills on 200 HP people, I'm halfway through that, so that's ridiculous. Meta players rejoice as Vendetta will never be meta ever again in her entire life. Her armor was reduced from 100 to 75, meaning this character has gone down just 50 base HP that she originally had on release and has just lost 50 armor that she had initially on release, so that's great. So Vendetta's now at 250 HP versus the release of 275 with 125 of that being armor, and now she only has 75 armor. Perk costs reduced by 6% and 5%. Her Onslaught passive, movement speed per stack, was reduced from 4% to 2%. Her attack speed's still the same, it's just that you're moving not that much more, which kind of sucks. And her Palatine Fang, holy shit, overhead swing bonus range was reduced from 2.5 to 2 meters. So that means her overhead slash does not hit a lot further than her regular slashes. And then Widowmaker. Perk costs for minor was reduced by 6. Major was reduced by 4, which, that's kind of crazy. Now, calling it again, Plat Chat, sign me up, because Ana Brig meta is about to be the biggest thing you're seeing in your entire life in every fucking game. Because Ana's grenade, cooldown reduced from 14 to 12. Okay, moving on to the second person in this Brig. Her shield is at 300 HP base now, ladies and gentlemen. And you thought that was bad enough. No. Combat Medic, which refreshed 0.75 or 0.5, so half a second of your cooldown for repair packs, now brings 0.75 back. Why? Great question. Big Ana meta all season. Cat. Frenetic Flight, which is your zoomies, the acceleration reduced by 11%, so you don't zoom that fast anymore. But your Claws Out major perk, cooldown reductions now apply to that as well. So, good adjustment. Juno, her glide boost movement speed bonus was reduced from 50 to 40, so she just is a little slower in the air. Lifeweaver probably has the most changes out of any support. Healing Blossom can regularly charge to 90. Rejuvenating Dash now heals from 55 as opposed to 45. Life Grip now cleanses allies when pulled. And his Sow the Seed major perk cooldown was reduced from 14 to 11. So really good for Lifeweaver. Lucio. Oh boy. We got some crazy stuff. His Soundwave Rider perk no longer allows you to charge it before the round starts, which is really good. But his Accelerando perk got a massive buff and might actually be better than Noise Violation now. You gain 15% attack speed while your speed song is active, not while you're using Amp It Up. When you use Amp It Up, it is tripled. I'm shooting as fast as a Bastion, ladies and gentlemen. Kiriko got a nerf, but also a buff. Her Healing of Food of Fire rate increased from 5 to 7 per second, so you throw your cards way faster. Her TP range, though, went from 35 to 30, which is a big nerf. We had some big changes to Mizuki. Mizuki's minor perk cost increased by 16%. And his major perk cost increased by 10%. His Remedy Aura, oh, that's 6v6. Never mind, we don't care about that. Kakai Sanctuary no longer spawns if Mizuki is eliminated during the cast. Katashihiro? Butchered that, return, whatever the fuck it is. Now gives you 30% movement speed as opposed to 35, and you can return while doing animations. So that means you can be chaining, you can be throwing a hat, and you can return instead of having to wait for the animation to finish. Mercy, the last hero we have showing a base kit coming into, or a perk coming in a base kit. Her Caduceus staff healing was reduced from 60 to 55 per second. Her launch speed with Guardian Angel was reduced by 10%, so you can see it's a lot slower. Kind of gives base Overwatch 1 Mercy vibes. And Flash Heal is now a regular part of her kit. The cooldown was reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. The base healing increased from 50 to 60, and the healing multiplier on allies below 50 HP was reduced from 3 to 2. So, you know, overall, nice. And she has a new perk in its place called Double Dose. Double Dose gives Flash Heal an additional charge, but its base healing is reduced by 10. So, kind of like, you know, gives you a little ultimatum of it definitely is a really good perk. I don't think you wouldn't choose it. And Wu Yong, last person on our list before we get into the new character.
You know what they say?
The duration of his rushing torrent was reduced from 4 to 3.5 seconds. Big nerf. And we have our new recon character, Sierra. We have her primary fire of her Helix rifle, which is a spiral and progressively tightens as you shoot. You have her ability 2, which is her tracking shot. It marks an enemy and just completely homes on your bullets. I believe it lasts 5 seconds. We're going to check that. Nope, lasts 3 seconds, which still is ridiculous. It does obey LOS, and you cannot crit with it. You can only crit with the initial skill shot, which is good that you can't crit with that because, you know, aimbot. So that's cool. Her anchor drone, you launch an anchor drone, and you grapple to it, and you actually have 2 charges to this grapple, so you can kind of, you know, go in the sky, sit there for a little bit. And then you have her tremor grenade, or her tremor charge, which is very similar to a Venture Tectonic Shock. And then we have her ult, Trailblazer, which is you deploy a drone that shoots a bunch of bombs, kind of similar to Wrecking Ball, and does a shit ton of damage. It does 180 and does a 72 area of effect. Has a total of 23 bombs. Then we have our perks. Anchor drone flight grapple range increases by 20% is one of her minor perks, which I believe just makes it so you can grapple further, which is really cool. Her other perk is Medidrone, which her anchored drone now holds a medkit that can heal Sierra. So if I just run over here and let these guys damage me real quick, I can just grapple and it heals me. Not a lot. I think it's only 75, so don't worry about it being busted, because it's not a lot. Her other 2 perks, on the other hand, if we just swap characters real quick, actually go to her Helix rifle. So Helix rifle's bullet spread tightens by 100% faster and widens 30% slower. So makes it so your gun is a lot more accurate. And locked in, which is firing tracking shot, increases your attack speed by 20% for 2 seconds, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, that is Sierra, and that is all the patch notes we have, other than one final thing that I will show off while we are here, which would be the new, or actually, we'll save it for stream. But Arctic Peninsula got reworked. We have some hero accolade things to look at too. Oh, and Sierra actually only has 3 rare skins, which is a big change. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.